you're stealing from him. You're stealing from his kids. You're stealing from his family, right? So like, bring people. We gotta eat, bro. We gotta eat.
Myron, your girls are similar ages, right?
8 and 5.
Yeah. So, I think that you can appreciate that when they get out of school, it's like freedom for them, right? They're in such a great mood. They're fun to be around. And then a couple hours later, you throw them in the bath, they get upset because they have to take a bath. It's like that witching hour,
Yeah.
And so the time between 3:15 and 5:30 or so is a great time. It's fun. We jump on the trampoline, we play with the dog in the backyard, play baseball out front. That's a fun time. And so if I'm pulled away from that, I want to make sure that time is well spent.
Yeah. Hi, Angie.
Hey, Angie.
Hi, guys. I think I missed what you said, but I think I kind of know just by your answers. So tell me what you were saying, Myron.
I was starting out. I've had it just this week. I've had a bunch of things asked of me, and I go, "Do you remember Brownie Bites?"
Yep.
I'm out of Brownie. The whole box of Brownie Bites are gone, and I gave them all away.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
That's what Dom just said. Dom just goes, "Me too."
Yeah. And so my box is empty, and so people were asking me, and I just said no, I don't have it. And I responded to somebody recently, and it's nothing anybody's doing wrong.
Right.
It's just I'm spent. My bag is empty. I cannot give any. I need brownies in my bag. I need brownies to come.
Fill up brownies up.
You need people to give to you instead of always taking. You need to be around people that are able to give to you, because you're around everybody that's just taking. That drains you, man. You're exhausted by the end of the day. I know I get exhausted.
If there isn't an exchange, I'm fine. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Yeah, if there's an exchange, 100%. Right.
If there's an exchange, then great, let's do it. But if I'm just giving my time, and I was talking with Mike. Mike has 2 younger kids. I have 2 younger kids, and that time is precious. And if you just want, I don't have.
Yep.
I think it's hard though, because like once you get to a certain place in real estate, there's so many more people that want to do what you're doing and be where you are, and less people that are your expanders, right? So like to be very consciously aware of that is a hard thing.
Yes.
I totally understand. I totally get it, because when I first started, like my heroes were Don Rich, Alejandro Alvarez, and I can't think of who else. I reached out to somebody else. I think it was Mike Jackson.
Probably.
And I was like, hey, is there anything I can do for you? What can I do for you? That's what Pace told me to ask. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Mike never responded. It's been years.
It's unread on my Facebook message.
Everyone's like, no, I don't know. I don't know what you can do for me. Who are you? Right? So, like, it taught me a great lesson. But people, we have to go through that. We have to go through the pains, the falls, all the things, and the successes. And I want to help, but it's not me going to sit on a Zoom one-on-one with you because I'm in sub 2 with you. Like, I paid to be in there, but
Yep.
I also...
think it's just a progression of what we are as business owners, individuals. Like, there's a time to stop. And I don't want to say this in a bad way, dealing with all the smaller, especially now, it's a lot more watered down. Sub 2 is. Everybody's in sub 2, right? Before it was a little different. Now it's, people think it's a magic pill. I get into sub 2, I'm going to make money. So I think it's a progression of us as leaders, as whatever you want to call us, that now we have to just hunt out different people and not necessarily shun those guys, but, don't give them the access that they used to have to us, and find other people to give that access to that can help you.
Well, and I think be able to like filter on a large scale, right? Like if it's like, okay, everyone wants to help me, like this is my buy box. Find me something like this and then I'll help you, or something like that, right? Like so that you know and can differentiate the people who are like just there to meet
Yes.
you and be around you, or the people who are like, okay, I actually like want to do this. I am going to listen to what you're saying and go do it.
Well, what I found is now that, you know, I have Joey and Austin and Dylan, I can pass people off, is that's what I do. I'll meet with them once and then I'll say, well, you need to meet my team, and if you want to do deals, talk to them. And I find out who's really ready to work with us and who just wanted to learn. Because the ones that just want to learn, they keep just bringing me stuff that I have to dissect every deal.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it to my guys the way we tell them to. So they're basically weaseling their way in to talk to me all the time, and I just shut that completely down. And I wasn't. I was going crazy. I was getting mad, was frustrated. I wasn't getting to my stuff. I wasn't reading my books because I had 4 more calls because these guys need this, that, and the other. I ended up being the guy who was just underwriting deals and looking at deals. That's basically what a lot of them wanted. So I just pushed those guys to my guys now, and my guys don't play that. They want the right details, or they go on to the next, because their time is money. They're not like, you know, us. Okay, we'll help you. We'll help you. We're both in sub 2. We'll help you. So that's how I found a way to push them away from me without not talking to anybody that's, you know, I don't think can help. Hopefully that helps you guys. That's what I've been doing. Passing it off to Junior.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the hard part too is that it's not like we don't want to help, you know, and that's the hard balance, I think, for me, is how do you find time to help? Then how do you find time to work on your business, and where do you draw that line? And I think for some of us here, most of us here, it looks like we've built businesses based on helping people, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's really hard when you get in that mindset of I'm helping people, and it's also helping me. But how do I take, to Jen's point, how do I take that next step up and without making people feel like I'm leaving them behind? And there's a little bit of guilt there, I think, personally.
Hold on.
You are
Honestly.
leaving them behind. That's okay. I mean, that's where you're at in your journey. Pace leaves a lot of people behind. We're way behind Pace. We're, you know, I wouldn't have that feeling. You're not leaving them behind per se like you, but you're excelling and you're outgrowing them. If you stay down there with them, we'll all die. Well, our businesses will suck. So there's a lot of people in sub 2 that have been in a long time killing it. You never see them, right? You don't even know who they are sometimes. They pop in and out. We're not doing that, but it's time for us as leaders who want to grow our business to be a little selfish with our time. Not our knowledge so much, but our time. What I'm doing is I'm going to try to do this. I don't know if I can or can't, but I have Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time, right? And I'm going to try to really own my schedule and plan it out. That way, when you plan your schedule out, he does it a year. I'm going to try 3 months, 6 months, whatever. You won't take those calls from people. You won't have that time to give them anyway, because you're going to already have everything pre-filled in, and you're only going to have certain times that you can talk with whoever. So that's what I'm going to try. Go look, you know, Dan Martell, if you guys don't know.
I've told him about it.
Yeah, go find his book, Buying Back Your Time, or Buy Back Your Time. I'm going to try to apply those principles to help.
And our assistant, because we hired an assistant.
You could hire an assistant. But that gets me more time, you know, with busy stuff, but not with what you guys were talking about of helping everybody.
No, buying back.
You know,
I
helping
was having the same conversation, I think, with Carly earlier this week, and it's kind of serendipitous that this conversation's happening right now. But you know, I was telling her, I was like, just as much as when we first started, we were trying to figure out who we were and what we wanted to do, and so we helped in the areas that we felt confident in, and then searched for information from people above us, like a Don Rich, and to me it was the Milanazos and Mike Jackson, who never answers. But but it's, you know, you seek that information out, and what sets people apart when you're seeking information is the action they take with it, right? And so just as much as we're helping people in the Elephant Challenge, for example, we love to do that. that fills a lot of our cups, is to be able to help someone get that piece of information or that action step or that thing that they were missing. But it does take our time away from our businesses. So just as much as we have to pour into other people that are underneath us, that overflow of our cup goes down to them. But we need to actively pour our own cup into someone else ahead of us, right? We have to have our own evolution. Otherwise, we do become the same part of that pack that we're helping that are a few chapters behind us. And that's not to be mean, but that's kind of what happens. You have a regression instead of an evolution. And so we have to make sure that we're separating our time so that we can get better in our businesses and evolve so that we can continue to help people behind us. And we do have to be selfish sometimes. And it is hard to kind of tell people no sometimes. Because
And I don't
all
think
of
it's
us
always selfish, but boundaries. Like
Yes.
you
I
need to set boundaries, right? Like when people message me on the weekend and they're like, oh, never mind. And I'm like, listen, it's Saturday. I have a 5 and a 2-year-old. Like, if you're going to talk to me like that, I'm not going to respond on Monday. But like, I cherish my Saturday and Sunday because my kids are already 5 and 2. And like, I feel like I'm missing so much already. So I'm very clear and protective of my time, probably to a fault, but like people need to know that you can't come over here and disrespect my time with my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't hold it against someone for wanting to do that, right? You know, and I think sometimes at some point we all really needed an answer from someone that had it, and we knew that because they were at a certain level above us, and we just
Right.
wanted to ask them the question, and they told us no. And it's hard not to get frustrated in that moment, but you have to realize, and which I think we all do, is like, okay, this sucks, but I'm not going to be mad at them for not giving me the time that they want to go spend doing with their families in their businesses. I have to find another way to get the information. And it baffles me sometimes how we do that. We try to set boundaries with people and how much that backfires quickly. And it almost just shocks the crap out of me to see the entitlement of some people. And that's not everybody, guys. This is just a few people. And it's like, why are you having this reaction right now? Like, for me, standing up for myself and my time and my family and my friends, you know, letting me have a life outside of sitting in a computer chair all day, you know, these things happen just as much as you want to get answers. I have things I also need to get answers for. So it's making sure that, like Jen said, is setting boundaries the proper way and expectations.
So, you know, I had this little same exact conversation with Don on Tuesday, I think, if I'm recalling correctly. And I had the same conversation with someone else from our team today, which is it's basically just a transition from this conversation to how do we now, from where we're standing, get to that next step, right? And who do we have to connect with to get to that next step, right? Because we've taken a step up. Now, how do you take that next step? So it's kind of like, Myron, when you were saying that you reached out to me, which isn't true, by the way, but we'll go with that story. And I didn't respond. Okay. Let's say that you really brought value to me. What do you think the best way to do that is for someone who's maybe one step below and then maybe one step above, or how do we get to that next step and meet the people that we want to meet? What's the best way, do you think, to provide value to people to begin a relationship with somebody?
I mean, I think a good way is to like go through their social media and find what they're looking for. Like if someone's talking about, hey, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z, go find X, Y, and Z and provide them with something. Don't go and be like, hey, how can I provide value to you? Because then you place it all on the other person. And I'm like, crap, I don't know. What are you good at? What aren't you good at? Right. But like I talk about on my social media all the time, I'm building apartment buildings. I'm looking for apartment buildings value add. I'm raising capital. So like if you can work yourself into any of those things and bring like an opportunity, an investor, anything like that, okay, like you've put some thought into this. You have my attention. Like, you know, and same thing for the people above us too, right? Like just being in those conversations with them. I mean, just being in rooms with them, I think, is when it really starts to change, instead of like asking them, just like having conversations with them, right? Like, what was your next step? Like, how did you scale from, 50 million to 100 million? Like, what did that look like? What did your team look like? Like asking those business questions, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. And when I first started, I was telling, I think, someone else this. It may have been Francois. He goes, "How did you get from here to here?" And I said, "Well, I spun for forever, trying to do too many different things I had no business doing and wasn't ready for. So I went back to my comfort, which was just building relationships, right? And just listening to people and observing and seeing what holes they had in their businesses or what needs they had, and just hearing about what they were trying to accomplish. Whether or not I knew anything about what Jen is doing or what Angie and Dom or Myron was doing, I didn't know anything about multifamily or anything about running a massive team. But I started listening to them and watching them respond on certain things. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I just talked to someone that needs that or that has that. Let me connect these two with zero expectations, right? Zero. And it was purely just, hey, I have these two resources. Why don't I just connect them and see how it works, right? And just being able to be an observer and watching that unfold, if it went anywhere at all. And if it didn't, then I learned from that. Be like, okay, that's what I can deduce from all of this. And I really like that point, Jennifer, where you said just, pretty much cyber stalk them. That Mike is great at that, by the way. He will cyber stalk everybody. I'm like, how did you even find that?
I know everything about you guys. Everything. But what's funny, Jen, and I, this is a total aside, is that I occasionally will forget that you're Canadian until you'll drop something in conversation. I'm like, that's right. She's back.
Like what? What did I just say now?
What
X,
do you
Y,
guys,
and Z.
Americans, what do you guys think?
Oh, X, Y, and Z.
X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
But
what?
I would just like to say that I do not say A. I say hey. There's no A that comes out of my mouth. I would just like to make that very clear. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that for any of us to advance, right, whether we're just starting out or whether we're at Pace's level or whatever it is, I think that the goal is to obviously make sure that you're getting into the right rooms, right, and having the right conversations with the right people at the right time. And I think that that's really what I've learned recently is to get to that next spot where I want to go, who do I have to connect with to make that happen? Right? I don't have any more hours in my day. I can't figure out all this stuff on my own, and I'm not the best at everything, despite what Don says about me. And so I had this conversation with Don about who do we want to really get to know and provide value for, so that we can learn and help them at the same time.
And that does not include taking any of that person's time, even though we desperately want to. But we know what that feels like. Right? We know what it feels like when people want to take, hey, can I have 15 minutes of your time? We know 15 minutes is really going to turn into 45 minutes or an hour, right? Usually, because we want to add value back to somebody and make them feel heard or seen or understood, because that's just our nature. And I don't think any of us can stop talking at 15 minutes. I can't, even though I desperately try, but it's not enough time. So
I don't think one of mine went 15 minutes. It all went over.
Never. But we're setting the expectation that it's going to be short, right? So I think we just have to continue to put ourselves in that person's shoes and try not to be the taker, and just try to figure out a way to add value, whether or not it's the value they're looking for, because eventually they're going to tell me, hey, stop doing this. Or, hey, I really like this. Can you do more? Or, hey, maybe try this instead. I'm going to get instructions from them eventually. So maybe instead of asking for someone's time, just do something for them and let them tell you what they need in a response.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say one thing quickly before I have to go, in terms of Mike's comment about like going to that next level. Buy back your time for sure. I am a control freak, so letting go of like my calendar and all that sort of stuff is so hard. But I recently did like a masterclass on passive investing, and I had someone else build the landing page because I was like, okay, 80% done is better than nothing. Like,
Yep.
just kept telling myself that. She did a flipping amazing job. Like, she did all the emails, and because she was an investor as well, she like already knew the benefits to like, I didn't even really have to like edit the copy or anything. So that like one project, I was like, okay, I can significantly see how this will get me from here to here now, because I can keep running those classes and I don't have to do it. Like now everything's done, right? You just edit dates and stuff. But that was a huge one for me, doing like one project with someone and then going from there.
Mhm.
But it was nice to see everyone. I have to go jump on another call.
Bye,
Bye,
Jen.
Jen. Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend.
Bye, Jen.
Bye.
Oh my
Carly.
goodness.
I think one thing is.
Sorry, Carly. I had to punch you on when Jen was leaving.
Who can hear me?
Yeah.
I think one thing we can do, this is more of like a leaders type of thing, is maybe push it up the chain, right? And have these people have to have at least went through the course. That's the ones who take up a lot of time. And they haven't even went through any of the course yet. And they want your time and they want to ask you all these things and they might have a deal and they don't even know anything about anything. Maybe if they went through the course like we all had to do, maybe they would know a little bit more and they would be able to add that value and those conversations wouldn't be as long. I don't know. That's just something I'm thinking about.
You know what Jen and I did to solve that? Because all we did was answer the same stuff over and over again. Is we did a 5-day challenge and we're like, go watch this. How to think like an investor, how to pick a market, what's a good deal, what's not a good deal, how to decide how to talk to people. And we're like, before you even come to us, you need to go through this.
Love that.
I love that too.
And if somebody comes on our lives and asks us questions, we're like, we go over that on our 5-day challenge. Go to buildinganempire.io.
Mechanism. You could filter the ones that are gonna, you broadcast it out and say, here's what we're gonna do. Show up before you call us. Any of that, we're gonna teach you this. That's a good filter mechanism for people who weren't gonna do shit anyway.
Right? Be frustrated. I know it's frustrating because you put so much time in there. And Jen and I just got so frustrated and being like, I got a deal in California that I'm going to buy for $6 million. And we're like, okay, first of all, it's California. And they're like, do you have money? No, but Pace gets things with no money. I'm like, he does, but he has other avenues of using other people's money, and we're just like,
and he knows what he's doing. Everybody wants, I want
he's on another level.
I want to paint that painting. Are you an artist? No, but that artist can do it. So I just want to paint it. And I signed up for the course. You got to put some time in. Like, they just don't have enough skills, most of them, to be where they want to be. That's one of the big problems. So it's frustrating. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
They need to grow roots.
You guys need to make a free course, and then you're like, it's free. You're not even you have no excuse.
Yeah.
You need to put in the time. It's a 5-day challenge. Go watch ours if you want. It's basically like, think like an investor, how to find a market. Go look at where people are moving. Go look at why red states over blue states. And then I'm like, go get some deals that you might think is a deal and bring them to me, and then we'll talk.
Yes.
Game changer.
Love it.
This is literally the least diverse group I've ever seen, by the way.
Right.
It's true.
I guess we have some Italians here.
My mom's Spanish.
Thanks to the Milanazos for bringing in some diversity.
My mom is Garcia and Vigo. Did you know that? I have two sides of my family. They're completely different.
Wait, did you take Angie's name?
Side, the Italian side. Completely different.
Did you know that Jennifer's husband took her last name because her last name was Champion? Isn't that awesome?
No way.
That was a true business decision.
True business decision.
Why is Carolyn in the chats and not on the stage?
She just got the babies.
Oh. I guess that's okay.
I think, Mike, if someone wanted me to just, hey, can I have an hour of your time? Can we talk over something? Can you help me with whatever we're doing? I would be up to do it like paid time, or better, let's do a YouTube live. And my YouTube, because YouTube gets views and I can get paid on ads, right? I'm not getting paid on ads right now, but I
Yet.
want to. Yeah.
I don't know how to set that up. Do you know how to set it up, Myron?
Yeah.
I need that
But
done.
why, maybe not even a live. Maybe it's just you just video it and then you clip it in and it's just your content. Maybe you could look at it like that and just build a whole bunch of content. I like that idea, Myron.
Yeah. So anytime somebody, and I feel I have to actually be in the mood at the same time. Like,
Yep.
I can't just like, hey, let's do it every time. But
You could start a series like that.
yeah, I've done it a couple times. Like Carol Houtman, actually Blake and Joey, I did one with them. I can't remember who else, but a few other students, few other groups, I would just bring them on and let's just talk through what you're doing. And from what I know, I can help you, right? We don't know everything, but what I do, we can help out. So, and sometimes it's an Instagram live, sometimes it's a YouTube, but I try to land on YouTube mainly. And then a couple months ago, I go, I'm going to do $500 an hour. $500 an hour. It's a one-on-one. And I told Vina, I got a couple clients that way. She's like, it needs to be $750. It actually needs to be $1,000. It needs to be $1,000 an hour. Okay. And I was like, well, that's crazy. I never thought I'd be trying to charge $1,000 for an hour. But she's like, no. She goes, I charge $3,000 an hour, and then somebody booked it, so I went to $5,000.
Tanisha?
No, Vina.
Oh, I was like,
And is this now? Where did they book on YouTube?
No,
For
like
me?
Calendly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get
For
better
me, it
people.
was
The
just
more you
like,
charge, you get better people.
I
true.
don't like that idea.
No offense, but look at Gator. What did they pay? I'm not saying that they're bad, but like they're just different. A lot of Gators, right? We're Gators. We're Gators too.
I have
Okay.
no
well,
idea.
I think that's a smart
Harley's
thing to
getting
do,
her feelings
Myron, so that you can, keep your brownies to yourself for right now, right? Keep your time for
Well, you're
yourself. to
buttering
be
your
able
own
to-
bread. You're just
Yeah.
buttering your own bread at the same time. We don't do that. All of us have just been give with, and we're stupid. I am. I don't want to classify everybody else. That we're just going to give all of this value, but I think we're at a point now where we give the value, but there's something in return, Myron, like you're doing. I'm going to give this value, but just like Pace does, he doesn't miss an opportunity to showcase Kevin Cho, does he? He's given Kevin Cho a lot of value, helped him, but that's his commercial. That's how he gets more people to come to his group to see what he's done. We have to do the same thing with the people that we're helping. I love it, Myron.
yeah. So that's what I have so far. I've started, and then if they don't want to do a YouTube, it's $500 an hour. And it'll probably go up, but depends.
You're smart.
I just
You
had
can-
booked my time, and I did that because I didn't think anyone would book it with me, and someone booked it. But it was a good person. He was a high quality person.
Oh my gosh, he did it again, Myron. He did it again.
More
like
on Joel.
Well, somebody just said I was smart, bro. You always-
Yamato, correct.
Carly, someone booked with you?
Yeah.
How much was it?
Right on.
It was $300. I didn't think anyone would for $300 because I'm
Don't
like,
put
they're
it.
like, do you have time to get on a quick Zoom call? And I'm like, yeah, here. But I also put a reel out there with Post Malone on it that got a lot of hits that people really, I was like, when somebody doesn't waste my time and use my booking link and it's like Post Malone dancing, that got a lot of attention and people being like, absolutely. And people booked. So I appreciate that, but then I felt guilty.
Why?
And I'm like,
Why?
should I send it? Because I want to help people.
But look
You
at him.
are.
Look at how
I know,
much
it's a
he
weird
teaches
thing.
technology.
It is a weird line. I'm with you, Carl. It's a weird line for me
It's
as
weird.
well.
No,
But
you have to put that. That's what your time is worth.
I know.
More than that. Look what you've done. Look at,
Your time is worth more than $300 an hour. I'm going to say right now, I think mine's worth $2,000 an hour.
I think you're right. I think
I
it's
mean-
a confidence thing on my part. But I
Yes,
also
it has
walk a
to be.
fine line between like I love how Pace gives back without like he is different from people and everyone's like, yeah, I'll give you that. You know, it's just like nickel and dime people. But at the same time, I want to be giving back and giving value, but I also want to give I don't want anyone to waste my time either.
that's a
What if-
good thing that Blake just put in the chat. Did you provide them with more than $300 in value?
Ooh, good call, Blake.
So did you?
I think so. I think
Okay,
he might
so
say
then-
so.
You
If I
probably
could
don't.
pay Carly to teach me how to buy an RV, which that's what she does, right? Teaches people how to buy RVs on Creative Finance, and I can take the. How long have you been doing that, Carly?
Like a year.
Okay, if I can take
Over here.
a year of knowledge and scrunch it into an hour-long conversation and learn for $300, that's easy. That's easy money.
True. You're
No,
right.
I would probably pay $750.
That's good to know. I'm creating shameless plug. I'm creating a course.
We know.
Be ready by community camp.
That's why we're talking about it.
Be
So,
ready
yeah.
by community. That's a perfect time to wheel that out
No,
as community
so-
camp. No pun intended.
Creating
I
a
don't know if I
course
can.
is adding value, and
Yeah,
that's
true.
why I want to start creating courses, because if you could buy a course for $50 and you actually get value, it's worth it all day long. Even if you bought it for
I
$2,000.
just bought one for $3,000.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, courses work, and Pace's course works. So if we start building courses, we're helping, and that's a way lower price to pay.
You know what I think it is? And that's a really good point, Angie. You know what I think it is? And this is my personal opinion, is that we all grew up around infomercials, right? Being pushed. And I think we all kind of still have that thought process around information products like courses and things like that because of what we saw on the infomercials when we were kids.
Yeah.
And how people took that. And so I just don't want that same reaction when we create courses. And right now I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's more of just our mindset of feeling like we're an infomercial. But why do people want an information service? It's for speed because it's a specific thing. It's the one thing that someone needs at that moment at that time. And when you start to realize that, then the guilt kind of goes away, Carly. So your product, whatever it is you're going to create, or you protecting your time because your time is valuable like everybody else's, but you creating that product is for a specific person looking to do that one thing. And if they buy it, great. Don't
but
worry
like-
about everyone else.
Right. Like, but if your course is worth it, you shouldn't feel bad ever at all. Like, because guess what? That's only bettering that person to make more money because we're giving them the tools.
I agree.
Like, it's worth more, I think. I'm telling, like,
It's weird because like I don't have any guilt around a course, but I have guilt around charging people for an hour of my time.
You know, you
It's
have
just
to
a
do on
mental
that.
block.
You have to think about all the times, the dinners you missed, whatever you missed, being on a Zoom, preparing for a Zoom, preparing for the person that you're going to talk to, so you have all the answers. Think about all those times, and that's you putting money into yourself, like your own time, right? So it's time to get paid back. Don't just think of it as you haven't put all this work towards that. You know, you have to remember what you put into it. That way, you don't feel guilty about earning that money.
right.
You know.
Mm.
Somebody asked in the comments, how much have you paid for an education that you didn't get value?
Oh.
A lot of money.
Hmm.
I've paid lots and lots of money. That's why when we found Pace, I was like, okay, this dude's giving real shit on YouTube. Like, this is the real guy. He's real. He's given us so much knowledge. I couldn't even believe that he was saying it on YouTube. And then getting into the course, I mean, I can't even tell you guys how much I know and have learned, and that's worth $1 million to me.
The relationships alone.
And all of our relationships, the community, everyone, all you guys here, like we're all good friends. It's worth a lot. I mean,
So yes,
they could get there someday, you know.
we've wasted lots of money.
There someday, but we have wasted a lot of money.
I mean, I don't think it was a waste because we had to pay for whatever we had to pay for to get our brains to and to get us to where we wanted to be, right? So we didn't know what we didn't know. So with this crew, this course, that course, we learned who we were, who we weren't, and what we wanted. So then when Pace presented himself mysteriously, we knew that was the guy.
Yeah.
But if we hadn't spent that money, I might have just scrolled over him and might not have even seen the value. So, I mean, it sucks to lose money to answer that question, but you're going to lose money.
But I think courses do work, and I still pay for courses. Like, I will. I mean, even though I'm in sub 2, but there's different things that I want to learn. So, yeah, I pay for them still. So, do I feel bad buying it? No, because I learned stuff.
Right.
So, let's all create our courses.
Yeah. Carly, I started the podcast today saying, did you eat brownie bites as a kid?
Yes.
They're really good, right?
Yes.
Did you have brothers or sisters?
Yes.
Both. Okay. And did you, when you had to give one away to your brother or sister, how did that feel?
I didn't want to because he
You don't want to do that. No.
He's my little brother.
Yeah. So I was like, I feel like over the last, like this week has actually been hard. Like people have been asking for things that they want. And I was talking to Carolyn, I'm like, remember brownie bites? My bag is empty. I have no more brownie bites to give. Okay. And they're delicious. And I've been giving them away to everybody. And the thing that I want is, the guilt starts to come in. It's like, I wish I had more brownies to give people, but I don't. But I want an exchange. I feel better. Like, hey, let's do it. I'll charge you for the time. I'll bring me a deal. Let's make money together. We have to protect ourselves and our time. So, we're talking with Mike. I was like, Mike, my kids are just now getting home from school, and he's spending time on not Zoom, but a YouTube live with us. That means something, right? We're all spending our time on here, and we're wanting to provide. This is the time block for us where we're providing value to people on the live, right? And so I'm like, I'm just kind of spent. My brownie bites are gone. I don't want to have conversations that go nowhere. I've done that. I've spent countless hours one-on-one with people that literally leave and go work with other people and get stuff and do great things. Okay, great. My heart is filled, but my bag is empty. Now I need some brownie bites. Put brownies in here, right? I need brownies. So that's just kind of where I'm at, is the analogy of brownie bites, which everybody loves. They're not good for you, but they're delicious. But that's just kind of where I'm at. And so, like, to your point, is like you feel guilty for charging for your time, but you've done the work, Carly. You are on Zooms constantly for the community. You are answering questions constantly for the community. And protect yourself. If you want to spend time with that person because you even have to, like, even though they're going to pay for it, you even want to see them take that information somewhere. Like if they pay you $500, $750 versus you doing it for free, do you think they're going to take action? Which way are they going to take action? If they pay for it or if it's
pay for it? You're 1,000. It's a psychological human nature thing. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So true. And I think it's also important to say as people are watching this, because we're talking about it from our point of view, but if you are somebody that wants help from somebody on this screen, I had somebody come up to me and be like, I went through all of your stuff and you helped me get my first 3 sub 2 deals. I'm like, when did you join sub 2? And they're like, I didn't. And I'm like, well, part of the reason why I help you guys is so I can make money too. I have to eat too. And it's kind of almost an insult where you just use us. I don't know if that's, I think it's important to give back too.
Yes.
Yeah, give back to the person that gave to you, right? Like it's not necessarily like a tit for tat. It's like, hey, this is how I can add value, right? People always ask how you can add value back to somebody is by doing deals with them.
I say bring me a deal.
Just be upfront, like, hey, I'm looking for deals. I'll help with whatever, but we need deals to make this
We're never too busy for deals.
right. Yeah.
No.
So people say, are you busy to chat? Do you have a deal? Yep. Okay, I can chat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not being a jerk. It's just I have to do that because that's the only way.
Time is money.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to move the needle forward. And they'll appreciate that because someday they may be in our shoes and they're going to have to do it the same way or they're not going to be in business for very long.
Right.
Yeah. We have to compartmentalize, right? Yep. We have to do that every single day. And there's nothing wrong with it. And if someone does have an issue with it, well, they're really not mad at you. They're mad at somebody else. They're mad at themselves. So
We're on the leader.
you got this, Carly.
I love you guys. You guys are my favorite.
But
Yeah,
I think Blake asked a question up here that the chat was moving. It says, what's the best way any of you have bought back your time so far?
I hired an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
That's changed everything.
I don't know because they closed that.
I think also partnering with the right person
Yeah.
helps out a
Yes.
lot, as long as they can compliment you.
Delegating. I'm delegating.
Like real compliment. Like I like your hair. Yeah.
Yeah, with an E and an I.
Say Dominic's, whatever.
I'm still working on that part,
I'm gonna tell
right?
her.
Buying back time, trying to figure out how to do that. But Mike's point is great too, partnering with the right person. But I think that's the struggle, and something I probably will always struggle with is how to buy back time, because it's easy to get wrapped into just giving things away. And I've always had an issue with setting boundaries for myself.
Not
So
anymore.
I can help people set boundaries for themselves, but I can't do it for myself. That's the
Yes,
problem.
you can. Someone needs to hold you accountable. So
Yes, and
Angie's
that's
about to-
100% true. That's just something I recognized about myself, is that this is why I struggle with setting boundaries and protecting my time. So it's a work in progress.
What I have learned, I just read the book Buy Back Your Time, thanks to Angie. And Angie, that flipped a switch for me. If you guys just listen to the first 2 chapters, I haven't
Right.
even finished it. But what I am doing, which I love, is I am also supporting friends' businesses while buying back my time. So Rick Shelton, I use his CRM. Myron Briley has Take Back Your Markets. I am supporting my friends' businesses. I don't expect Myron to give anything to me for free. I don't want Rick to give me. I don't want anybody. So I am using their products to buy back my time, but I'm also supporting my friends and going up. And I think that's the best way to buy back your time. Is I'm not going to be like, hey, Myron, can I have this for free? Anything that I've asked for Myron for, I've paid him for, and I would not, or anybody, and I would not have it any other way. And that's another thing. Don't ask for free stuff. Pay your friends what they're worth.
And pay the full price.
And pay full price.
Is there a way that we can?
I just took a word for word, I think, of what Elena was saying. Also, I'm kind of nervous that I admitted that my boundaries setting sucks, and she's in here. So that's my coach, by the way.
yes, she's my coach too.
Sorry, Elena. I'm fixing it.
I'm
Promise.
helping her, Elena.
Oh.
Elena's here. She should be on the stage with us.
Yes.
We love Elena. The reason why I am actually putting my face on the internet is because of Elena and her coaching.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. Elena should be back here.
Elena, you need to come on.
Yeah.
Send her the link.
Here, Elena, I'm going to text you the link.
Come up, Elena.
Can I text her as not the host? The backstage?
It's just a link.
Because it's
Yeah, the one that's in the group chat.
Okay. Elena, go check your texts.
The other tenants and they're the same issues.
And bring Kirk along.
And bring Kurt.
Bring her.
And everybody go
Kirk.
buy the Creative Finance game.
Yeah, they've never had anyone besides us.
By the way, I called Kurt this morning. He still has not called me back. Let's look. Kurt.
In fact,
Kurt.
he was right. So was
Call him live.
this time. So it's something else. Now, could it be some? Could
Man,
it be
Dom's back
something
there
that,
doing deals.
Yes.
Could it be
I'll
something
push
that,
you.
No, it didn't bother me. I heard him talking. He's always dealing something.
And I literally didn't even hear him.
yeah, because I can't understand all my people. They keep calling.
I could
love
see
it.
Dom walk into an apartment
Now
building
they're
with a
back with
bat,
you.
you know, just trying to solve business problems.
But the 5 days the other time, or 6 days.
Oh my gosh.
Bangs on the
So-
door with the bat.
So what's everybody got going on this weekend?
No, I
next
understand.
week?
Oh, you're still-
This weekend's a work weekend for me. What about you guys?
Me too. I got a bunch of deals in the pipeline, which is exciting.
Yes.
What kind of deals, Carly?
Possible innovation in Flagstaff, which I told you guys about. If anybody wants a kind of high 20% entry fee, but a $1.4 million in Tacoma with a killer view. Homestead. What else? I can't even remember. I have to go look. One in Round Rock, Texas. I could use your guys' Texas help.
Ooh, I want that.
Well, it's okay.
Are you moving, Don?
Well, it depends. It's in Round Rock. I mean,
Is that a good area? I don't know anything.
I used to live right there. I used to work and live there.
It's still too far for me for my liking.
Oh my
I'll
God.
deal with
It's
it.
45 minutes.
Bro, that's messed up.
I
What's
want
the
her to
interest
look
rate,
at-
Carly?
What?
What's the interest rate?
3.4.
Oh,
It's a killer deal. If you have, they have over leveraged this. They have like 3 liens on it.
I was going to say, tell me what's wrong with it first.
They've over leveraged it. There's no equity. It's a $350,000 entry. It's probably one of the best views in Tacoma, Washington,
It's a $350,000 entry.
for a $1.4 million house.
Oh, this is the one in Washington. I thought you were talking about the one in.
Oh, Round
Round
Rock,
Rock.
Texas is a seller finance deal.
Oh,
I'll talk to you, but I keep telling this guy, I'm like, here's my calendar. Tell me when. So if you're listening,
Not my problem. Just like
Hey,
on my
before I forget, Mike, I'm coming to Austin, Texas next Friday till Tuesday. I was gonna go to Dallas, but I'm going to that course thing that I told you guys about.
So we're hanging out, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah,
Yes.
let me know what your availability is. I will meet you wherever.
I'd like to introduce you to the Waters.
Christopher.
owner. Yeah, Chris. You know Chris?
It's in Round
Yeah.
Rock, right?
No, he's a. Well, I think they have an office in Round Rock. They have offices in a lot of places. They have a Colorado franchise.
They're a guarantee I sell your house or I buy it kind of franchise, right?
yes.
Yep.
hey, I think
Yeah,
Elena's
love to
ready.
meet 'em.
Oh,
hi.
Hi.
Went past your live.
Yay!
Isn't
Hi,
it crashing it?
friends.
It's making it better.
great to have you.
We
Hi,
love
Elena.
Elena.
You guys all deserve to be paid well for helping people. I had to chime in.
You too.
Yeah.
You too, Elena.
I am actually raising my prices, and I signed on a client yesterday. So
Woo!
Raise your hand on the screen if Elena has helped you overcome something from her coaching. Look at this.
thank you.
Would you
I'll
pay
raise his hand.
all the money to get that back?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm
I
back.
told her at Squad Up I wanted to do another one. And I was like,
Me
it's time.
too. Where do we sign up, Elena? How do we do this again? Give us your.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You know what's funny is
Seriously.
I have some friends.
Where do I
that-
pay?
Right,
Yeah.
I have some friends that were struggling, and I'm like, oh gosh, you got to meet my friend Elena Tang. She's got the best mindset coaching, and some people are like, oh, I don't think I can do that. I was like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like I've changed
Thank you, Ange.
some
Yeah, but just tell them.
because of it.
I don't want
Like my mindset, I'm telling you, like I miss it a lot. I still contact her
Appreciate that.
because she was my buddy, my battle buddy, and
Western fast.
I got really close to her.
And when you said that you had the courage to go up on that stage,
Just
I was like, that's incredible.
now,
Yeah, I was like, I don't care. What can it do?
Yeah.
Looks stupid. Oh well.
Myron, I think that you're right though. You know, you said earlier about like how you're speeding someone else's journey. Like, and if you really think about it from that perspective, for whatever it is, like whether you're going to quote unquote make money or not from the borrowed information that you guys are all giving, like as we are kind of stumbling through, like I heard you say earlier, like you bought all these different courses, right? And then it's like, oh, this worked, this didn't work, this worked. We're curators,
Hi, Pace.
right? Oh wow. I mean, even Pace, like he has journeyed through so many, how many years, how many decades, and he's providing a curated quality level of information for us. And so similarly, I think whether it's a year or however many years, it's like when you go to a museum, right? Like someone was paid to pick out these specific pieces of art, but how much other junk pieces did they go through to be like, no, this is really good. This is what people want to see. And so similarly, it's like we all have journeyed through that. Oh, wow.
Hi, Laura.
What up? Everybody's here.
Can't wait to see you next week.
I think that there's an ability to provide free value and also to be paid. And I think, Myron, especially when you said that you will have one-on-ones, like having a one-on-one is very, very different than speaking to a large audience and still providing that free value. And that's a really great like lead magnet. But when you're like, that's why I really enjoy the one-on-one coaching, because I'm like, I'm going to take literally your context of what your situation and what your life is right now. And I'm going to curate information. I'm going to curate mindset support based on what you need specifically. And so similarly, it's like, if I want to learn how to, you know, I literally, Myron, I was thinking about you after I got back from Squad Up, and I was thinking like, when I take on clients, and if they want to, you know, do something that requires a system or an integration of something for their wholesaling business, I was like, so instead of funneling someone to you, I was even thinking I wanted to reach out to you and say, Myron, how much would you charge? And I would pay out of my pocket for you to provide value to my client. Like I was offering that to Rosie too. Right. And so I think that we need to make that a culture where we connect with our friends and we're like, how do we put money into your pocket? And not, hey, can you give me a discount? Can you give my clients a discount? It's like, no, if I could, I would put money in each of your pockets. And it's not just through a lead though. Right.
Yeah.
Because it's if it's just a lead, it's dependent on the person to then find that value and put it and then put the money in your pocket. Yeah. And there's gonna be a missed step there.
Right. But let me ask this. So you have a client and they say, you know, for real estate, I really need to get my systems in place,
Right.
Are you taking the money out of your pocket to provide that for them for free? So
I've thought about kind of like different like coaching packages, for example.
Got it.
Right. And I would embed that into, do you know what I mean? Like, because I hired a business coach and he was saying that a lot of my mindset services, can they be standalone? Yes. But he was mentioning really that I should really be pursuing B2B. Yeah. Like business to business consultation. Right. Yeah. And it's really different. And so similarly, it's like if I have clients that are like, I have these really targeted goals in real estate, for example. Right. And like, I don't know how to do a system. I don't know how to create a system for my wholesale business. Great. Right. And like, I would have like these boxes to check off. And then essentially the package rate would go up based on that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to provide that value because I don't know that. Right. I would take it out of the package that they pay me, but it's curated as well because it's a referral that I trust. Yeah. That's the other thing too, is like the people that I refer, I highly trust. And if they don't meet my level of expectation of the value that I know that you could provide, for example, then that they fall off my list. Right. And I've done that with a lot of people and stuff too, where it's like, hey, I reached out to X, Y, and Z and they never got back to me. Right. That obviously it wasn't you guys, but like that's happened before too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I no longer refer them.
I love that idea because it does put you in a spot, because if I didn't perform for whatever reason, now you're in the middle. But I like to be in the middle, actually. Like, if I were to refer to you, like, I'll just flip it around.
Yeah.
If I were to refer to you, like, hey, Don Walker, I referred Don Walker to you, but you never got back with her. But if I put myself in the middle, then I can go and say, hey, Lena, I wanna connect you and Don. Like, I can put myself there and either force it along or back out.
Right.
I can be a decision maker in that process. So
You're the
Yeah.
bridge.
I can stay as a bridge, because it's my name is a part of it.
Right.
And if it's not you, I can go to another coach or whatever. I can still provide that service.
Yeah.
But I had the coach you hired, I had a very small conversation with him as well. Bro is a genius.
Love that.
Bro is a genius. We had some like tech conversations. I'll just say that. We had some tech conversations, and it was very like, like that. It was cool. But
Nerd to nerd talk.
Nerd to nerd. Anyways, I love that idea. Because that's, if you, especially creating any kind of SaaS model, if you can create SaaS in any way, do it, because that stuff 10x's the valuation. It 10x's the company.
Yeah.
Right. And like, we've been talking about some things where our business could maybe go to the next level, and SaaS makes or breaks. If you're, I forget the number, it's MRR or something like that. But if your revenue is not consistent, then is your business consistent?
Yeah.
Right. And same for your wholesale company. Right. So like, our last meeting, I said I joined up with the Lonzas. I don't know if I told you that, Elena, but
I think I heard that. Yeah.
I hooked up with them, and I'm like, the first thing I want to do is get our KPI straight, because I don't know what I didn't ever know what my KPIs were. If you would have came and asked me, how many calls did you all make last week? I'd be like, couldn't tell you. Like, am I really running a business? Right. And so those are some things, like, really thinking about running a business. So like, when Carly does her wheel estate, all her things, wheel estate,
It's
right?
the perfect name.
So dope. I know Angie's going to blow up right now, but like, are you running a business? Yes or no? If you don't know your numbers, you are not.
Yeah.
You're a hobby. You have something that you think is second. And so that was my big breakthrough. And for me anyway, it's like my next iteration. And so thankfully, I'm very thankful for Lonza and their team, like, letting me jump in, and we're like restructuring everything. I'm getting KPIs, and there was one month they had a bunch of leads came in, and it was a few months ago, and they're like, we had that many leads? We didn't know that. Right? I'm not talking crap. I'm like, I was in the same boat.
Yeah.
Right? And so
that's why they needed you, though. That's why they brought you on. Yeah.
And I wanted to, and like, honestly, the pressure that I felt running my own business versus now, I'm like in my zone.
Yeah.
Right. I'm in the thing that I want to do, and it's amazing. So
yeah.
I feel like I'm rambling now.
Another idea that I have based, I don't know if we talked about this at dinner when we were all together that last night, but what Cody Sanchez was saying about how, like, if you could prove your value to a company, that once you kind of can prove your hypothesis to a company, that then you would take a little bit more on the back end later on. But I love that it's like, hey, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to say I'll take a little bit right now just to kind of jumpstart. So it's like, for any of you guys, right? Like I've even thought about this for my coaching business, where it's like, And I think I had a conversation with Keston about this too, where it's like, if we could provide value, not if, when we can provide value, and then when they take the knowledge that we share with them and then they apply it, that then we would get a little bit more at the end. But we're proving that whatever value that we're providing can provide an ROI and efficacy. And then you would just take a little bit more. So I've even thought about it with my coaching business as well. Like I have, like, I just, I don't want to say that I'm not taking like 100% credit per se, but like, just Dawn and Carly and Angie, it's like if I had clients that I'm like, hey, you're struggling with X, Y, and Z, I'm going to do mindset support. You can pay me at this rate, but later on, once you apply the information and you start getting more deals, would you agree to pay X later? Right. And similarly, right, you could say that, like Carly, you were saying, like, I feel bad charging $300. Right. But then it's like, once you provide that information, part of your contract should be, once you start scaling in your real estate, that, and then you're getting the ROI is coming in. It's like, I would love just kind of like an extra little cut from that.
It's the proof of concept, or like proof is in the pudding, right? You can even call it that. It's the pudding payment, whatever you want to name it. But it's showing that, look, we'll go through it now and take these resources, go through my coaching, and then see if that leads you to whatever success it is, or whatever you deem successful, or whatever deals you do after that because of the coaching. Right. I think that's a really smart way to do that.
Yeah, I think when Cody said that, I was like, oh, you could apply that with really a lot. Mm-hmm. And what person would not want to like find success of their own after they're applying the information that they receive from you and then want to pay you back?
Who is this person?
I have no idea.
Huh? Yeah. I saw that. I was like, what?
I have no idea. Thought that was interesting. Elena, you said something earlier about borrowed knowledge, right? And that everyone should be paid for their time, which is 100% true. But I think that's where I get stuck myself, is that I never want to compete or steal or do anything against the person and the family that helped me get to my goals, which is Pace and the Morbies. And everybody else that's in our Sub2 family we're all using borrowed knowledge until we put it into our own experiences, and then we can teach off of that. But for me, it's hard. Like, I want to be able to corral all these people and give that information piece, but I don't ever want to compete against Pace or Sub2 or anything, or make it seem like I'm trying to take from it, right? I only want to add to it, but I know that there's specific things that people struggle with. And if I can simplify that, then great. Or if that's a way that I get paid for my time, okay, but it's still that boundary for me, that line that I'm like, do I want to cross that? Do I not? And it's hard. It's hard for me to kind of be okay with, I think, at this moment.
But so the thing is that you're not creating competition. I think that I would think that I see what you mean, first of all. Like, I see what you mean. Just like, you're not trying to be opportunistic. And that's something that I've struggled with ever since I, had joined the community, had joined Sub2. But I think that it would be different. I think what you're saying would look like you are starting your own program and you're never involved in serving the community ever again.
No.
Right? Like, that would be, that I think would be where you're taking the information and then you're trying to create your own, financial gains from it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't, that doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, I don't, like, that's not what you're doing though.
Yeah.
So I think it's for you, in your mind, it's not blurring that line.
Yeah, that's true. I got to unblur it a little bit.
Yeah. And I get it.
I always want to do things like with that integrity piece, right? And I always want to try to find ways to give the same way that Pace gave to me, to us, in whatever way that is to you and individually.
Yeah.
because I think on some level, all of us wouldn't be here without meeting this man.
Yeah.
Right. And then subsequently meeting each other. Like, it's
Right.
crazy the ripple effect that Pace has had and the More Bees and Sub 2 has had on all of our lives, and will continue to do as long as we have people like this that want to continue that legacy, right?
Yeah.
And so anytime someone is trying to give, we're all trying to compete with Pace, I think, on that level somewhat. Like, holy cow, he wants us to give. I have to give in the same manner because he's the example.
Yeah.
And anytime we try to, like, well, man, I got to be paid for my time, it's like, ooh, is that icky or is that not? Like, is that okay?
I just think that there's a posture to it. I think that, yeah.
Yeah,
Harley's
that's
not-
true. Because I'm all about being, after going through your coaching, boundaries are a problem for me. And always
You're
known
growing
that.
in.
Yes.
You're growing in developing more boundaries. Hi, Boo.
She's here.
Karate chops help.
Is this a party?
It is a party.
I feel like
Oh my
this is a redo
gosh.
of our party that we
It's
had.
a party.
All we need is Carl.
I'm Carol.
And Carol, you guys don't know about Carol yet, but after we went
Carol?
to bed, Carol came out. She started getting spicy with me, and so Carl was like, "Okay, Carol."
In
That's
the hallway?
In the hallway. I don't think you were
Okay,
getting
yeah.
spicy. I think I was.
getting spicy for sure.
Were you getting spicy? I don't know.
I was. When am
But
I
I think
not?
I was like, "Okay, Carol," and then Carol was born.
Oh,
Everyone needs a
Carol,
little breakup.
Carol with a K.
Carol with a K. You know she's got she's swinging a cane around, right? Like
Carolyn. I'm trying to do Karen and Carolyn together. Karen
No.
together, but it makes
Don't do that.
Carolyn.
no.
Don't do that one.
We're not going there. Mike left.
Mike,
oh,
Mike.
can't-
I
Mike
think his
can't
kiddo
remember.
or his wife walked in.
He was being very pensive. I wanted to know what was going on in his brain.
There he is.
You're muted, Mike.
I was getting a drink.
Oh,
A happy hour.
Trying to drink.
what you drinking, bro?
Happy hour. Too.
Look, it's 4:15 here in Texas. I'm drinking a Swell.
Is that alcoholic?
yeah.
I mean, it depends who's asking, but yeah.
Mike's bringing the party. What's in that Stanley cup, Elena?
Girl, I am so allergic to alcohol. I'm a one-shot wonder. I'm a one-sip wonder. I'll turn beet red.
Let's say sip.
I'm a one-sip.
Y'all need to see Mike be social. That is an experience. 100%. Was anybody at the hotel
He
bar?
was so fun.
Oh
We
yeah.
were all at the hotel bar together.
Oh yeah.
No.
We have
the
remember we
late
had
night
an
bar.
in-depth conversation.
I
We
wasn't
didn't
there.
get the late night vibe, but we
The
got
after
we got
hours.
the
After hours.
I think
Pre-party.
Angie and I had the best time of my life with Angie for like 10 minutes. It was the funniest thing I've ever experienced.
That can be taken so many ways.
Wow.
We had
I'm flipping that.
you guys are
What
gross.
happened with Angie for 10 minutes?
And Dom.
We'll
Okay.
talk about
Wait,
that
it's not
offline.
work?
Whoa.
It's not work?
Whoa.
Wait.
It's going
I love
worse.
those together.
Okay.
Wow, you
Worse or better.
Just get like rated R.
Recorded? No, we had a great time. We had this joke that we were walking around the bar telling people.
Don't say the joke.
No. You think I would say that joke? No.
Can you put it in the private chat?
Yes. Yeah, I'll make an unlisted YouTube video about it.
Oh God.
Just kidding.
Oh, Pay said it's not him on that thing. Because I gave him an invite to join him. Like, if that's really you. He's like, that's not me.
Oh.
Don't give away
Welcome.
his secrets. He doesn't say the word y'all. That's why I knew it wasn't him.
I know. He said y'all. It could have been
Sometimes he
someone else.
drops the
Good
y'all.
call.
Who is it? Who was it?
It
I
might
mean, the
have been someone
majority of
on the
us here
YouTube
in
team.
Texas, so
Hmm.
was it Jade?
Could have been Jade.
Oh, just logged in. It's But Laura was there too.
Yeah.
Maybe
It
it
probably was
wasn't
someone
really
on the
Laura.
team.
Cute. Either way, I love it.
Me too.
Anyway, so Don, what's your course going to be?
That was a good question. I have
How to
no
set
idea
boundaries.
how to set boundaries.
Learn how to set boundaries with me. It's a live course.
You know what? That would be great. We just need to have Elena to lovingly karate chop us to stay on task, I think.
You could make a
Probably.
course with Elena.
No, I want to make it with you
Me?
and Elena.
And my no boundaries?
Yeah.
I'm getting better. Jen and Carolyn are and Elena, but all three of them are very integral parts in boundaries for myself, which I appreciate.
It's good.
I love me some boundaries.
Mm.
Who is the CEO? In the
Yeah.
chat.
Myron Byers,
What is that?
friend.
That literally never happens. It's always the other way around. Where's Carolyn?
Carolyn
Where's
Briley's
Carolyn?
guy friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You're Carolyn's husband.
Yes.
Yeah. That happens to Alex too.
You know,
We're
I don't
forced.
know who that is, but I am definitely his wife. Sometimes his lady friend,
Or
depending
sometimes
on the time of day.
is Carol.
Myron's like, what's going on?
Mike has no idea to this context either.
No, I have no clue, but I feel like this has taken a turn a little bit. I think it started with the Angie comment, so I apologize.
That's why these are fun. We are not boring.
It's pretty
Can
swell.
you guys imagine if we weren't live, the stuff that we're holding back actually? If we were all
Oh, boy.
together and this wasn't recorded,
I mean, this is what would be going down in person.
it would be, yeah.
Would someone subscribe to that channel? Maybe we should do a subscription-based channel. You know, we're talking about payments and things like that.
Unfiltered.
Yeah.
That's
just
what
whatever-
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whatever
Yeah,
the name
I'm
is,
unfiltered.
it's unfiltered.
Or After Dark.
Does Carl
No,
have
not
to-
after dark.
After hours.
Mike, stop it.
It is not a triple X situation.
Is that what that means?
Triple X.
After
Flip.
dark, nothing good happens after dark.
I beg
I'm
to
going
differ. I think people would pay for that.
Yes.
All right,
Mike,
I'm
how
gonna
do you
jet.
manage to
I'm gonna jet.
deflate the whole thing, the whole conversation?
Poor Elena violated.
My
Look,
girl.
it either goes one of two ways.
She's
Okay.
like, this is not going
Who's
where
leaving?
it needs to be going.
I gotta go. I gotta go ship
derailed
out
this
more
whole
of the games.
conversation.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
tell
Love
Kirk
you.
to call me. Elena, tell Kirk to call me, please.
I will. He's at the office right now. So
Oh, okay. That
when he comes back, I'll tell him. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Elena.
Bye.
Bye. I
Sorry,
gotta go
man.
too.
I do too.
What are you guys up to this weekend? What fun stuff are you guys getting into?
Kevin Cho is flying in tomorrow in Dallas for a social media training that Pat Hilton is hosting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I gave Pat that idea. So,
I just put it in the chat. I don't know if everyone can see my chats though. If you guys want to go and you're in Dallas.
I
Yeah.
will be at my nephew's graduation. So that'll be fun.
I paid to go, but then I got chose to go to that course in Austin, so I had to change all my plans from Dallas to Austin. But Chai is still gonna give me the course, and then I'll go to the next one. So I just told him keep the money, and then I'll go to the next. So I can't wait for it.
Wait, what course is Chai doing? Is it the
Oh, I thought this is
credit
what we're
one?
talking about.
No, we're talking about Kevin Cho's social media thing.
Oh, I thought you were saying that Chai's in Dallas.
No, Chai and Prakash's thing is next weekend, I think.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, next weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, no, but this weekend Kevin Cho's in town.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just heard Dallas, and I thought you were talking about Shy.
You gotta send
You're
Kevin
good.
some beef jerky.
I just figured Kevin would go.
Hmm.
I'm eating lunch. It's really loud. I can't hear very well. Sorry, guys.
I'll be in Corpus Christi on Sunday.
Oh dang.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing, Mike?
I have a busy afternoon tomorrow. Crawfish boil, family, work, all of the stuff. So just work.
And you're inviting us?
Well, everyone's welcome. Absolutely. Rockies Run Summit, Crawfish Boil. Come on down, guys.
Cute.
4:00.
4:00 tomorrow.
Yep. And my neighbors are shooting their pool with gunite, so hopefully I'll have a pool here pretty soon. So I'm stoked about that.
Sweet.
Best friends are ones with boats, planes, and pools. So the best kinds
Yes.
of friends.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I guess that counts us out. So
We have no.
You're
no-
real friends, though. There's no ulterior motive from me at all. You're real
got it.
friends.
Got it. So if you're Mike's friend with one of those three things, you're,
We should
yeah,
probably reevaluate our friendship.
yeah.
I
all
love
right,
that.
guys.
all right, guys. I gotta go.
Me too. If you guys
Thank
are in
you,
Washington,
guys.
we're having a meetup tonight. Dystopian Brewery, Tacoma.
Cute.
Have fun.
Okay.
All
Go to
right.
Carly's meetup. And if you're in Dallas, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
And bye, Angie.
See you guys next Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.